Hello, spooky friends. And today I am going to be talking about two movies, but both movies have the same main character in each film. And so, first off, the first movie that I want to talk to you about is Dracula Dead and Loving It. It is a Mel Brooks film and it stars Leslie Nielsen. It's hilarious. From start to finish, non-stop laughter, let me tell you. I am a Mel Brooks fan, as you may know from some of my previous videos when I've talked about different movies. I love Mel Brooks's films, but I'm also a Leslie Nielsen fan. I have seen Leslie Nielsen in his earlier career when he was doing drama. He's not always done comedy. He started out doing drama and then he went into comedy. But I love his comedy movies so much more. He is he was just one of those great comedians that could pull off anything and make it funny. This is based off of the Bram Stoker's Dracula story. It came out in the 90s, and this DVD, I purchased it on Amazon a few years back. I probably paid like maybe $12, $13 for it back then. I'm not sure what the cost of it is today, but I have left a link down in the description below, where you can click that link and it will take you to the Amazon page where you can find that DVD if you're interested in buying it. So the story is that Leslie Nielsen plays Dracula, and of course it just plays out the story of Dracula and all that. Mel Brooks actually plays Dr. Van Helsing in the movie. Peter MacNicol, who is another comedy genius and is just hilarious, plays Rimsfield. It is just, oh my gosh, Harvey Korman is in it. It has a spectacular cast, or a spooktacular cast, and it's definitely worth a watch. I give it 5 stars all the way. I'm not going to say that it's a cozy movie because you're laughing through it so much that you can't get cozy. It's not one of these, I'll put it in and drift off in and out of sleep and get comfortable and come back to it and blah, blah, blah. No, this movie is not that. This movie will have you laughing the entire way. I don't think there's one scene in this movie that there is no comedy or I did not laugh. And it's also action packed. If I could get that out. There's a lot going on in every scene. There's no downtime. There's no periods of time when it is slow. And it's just one of those movies where if once you start watching it, you have to keep watching it. You've got to be like, oh, I have got to see what he's going to do next. Or, it's just that good. It is that hilarious. I would say my favorite part of the movie is probably the end, or the start of the end, I should say, when Van Helsing and his posse have discovered where Dracula is. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. From that point on, I would say is probably my favorite part of the entire movie, even though the whole movie is absolutely hilarious. So definitely give that a check out. It is rated PG-13, but the rating systems were different back in the 90s. I would give this movie myself, if I were to be rating this movie, I would give this movie a rated R rating. Not because of language, but because of sexual innuendos, the kind of jokes that are in it. And that is Mel Brooks and Leslie Nielsen's, both of their styles. I mean, every movie that they're in, just about, there's some sort of sexual content in it. And that's the only reason why I would say I would have given this a rated R rating. I would not feel comfortable letting my 13-year-old watch this movie. I was a little older when it came out, so I didn't have that problem. I was able to watch it, but yeah, I wouldn't feel comfortable with that. So Little disclaimer there on that. But if you know anything about Mel Brooks movies or Leslie Nielsen films, you know what to expect. And it's all in there. So, like I said, the story, it mocks the Bram Stoker's Dracula to the T on this. It mocks the whole thing from start to finish. Definitely give this movie a check out. The next movie that I'm going to be reviewing is called Repossessed. It's another Leslie Nielsen film. However, this is not a Mel Brooks film. This movie actually came out before Dracula Dead and Loving It came out. Repossessed came out in 1990. Yeah, 1990 is when this movie came out. And it stars Linda Blair, but it also has some other stars in it. Ned Beatty is in it. He's another great actor. I have loved all of his films as well, but he's a little bit more of a serious, dramatic actor than comedy. But his role in this movie is awesome. So let me just read to you what the overview of Repossessed is about, even though you probably get the idea. The fun begins when grown-up Blair, Linda Blair, starts spewing curses and pea soup. Ex-exorcist Nielsen gears up to battle the spirit world and discovers he must also outwit a pair of phony evangelists trying to cash in on the exorcism biz. The supernatural hijinks will have your head spinning with non-stop laughs. I'm going to disagree with that. Repossessed, it also was a PG-13 rating. I definitely would give Repossessed a rated R rating. I wouldn't feel comfortable with my 13-year-old kid watching this movie. Not only does it have, the sexual innuendos in it, but also the language is somewhat iffy for me. Yeah, I just wouldn't feel comfortable. Let's just put it that way with my young teenagers watching this movie. Yeah, 16 and up, yeah, okay, no problem. But younger than that, I would definitely say no. There's not, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, there is not a lot of comedy in this one. It has its moments, don't get me wrong. It has its moments of comedy, but to me, there is some slow time that is just outright stupid and not funny at all. Even when I first saw this movie, I was not all that impressed with it. I was impressed with the idea of Linda Blair being an adult and coming back and she's repossessed, so to speak. I liked that idea, and I'm like, man, that's a neat concept for 1990. I'm like, man, that's cool. And then that they took it to a comedy makes it even better. A comedy horror. It makes it even better. But there's no comedy, in my opinion. I got a few laughs out of it. It is definitely not a cozy movie at all. And I would only give this movie maybe 2.5 stars. That's what I feel about it. The only reason I have this DVD is because my dad loves Leslie Nielsen and he has the DVD of all Leslie Nielsen films, so he wanted this one to go with the collection. But he's not impressed with it either. It's just, it's mediocre. It's all right. You have your comedy factor. You have your, I don't even want to say scary factor because no parts of it at all are scary or anything. It's all just comedy. But nothing great about it, I would say. If you are bored and you're just curious, then I would say, yeah, give it a watch. Otherwise, don't waste your time. So that's going to do it for these two movies, Dracula Dead and Loving It and Repossessed. Definitely give both of these movies a watch, especially Dracula Dead and Loving It. Like I said, this movie is awesome. I love it. This is one of those movies I could watch year-round, and I still laugh like it's the first time I've ever seen it through the whole movie, even though I've seen it a million times. I know what's going to happen. It still is funny. So both of these are on my Amazon, which is in the link in the description. It's the kit.co backsplash spooky backsplash Amazon. So definitely give that a look see. You can find other movies that I've talked about here as well as some other things as well. But before I end the video, I just have to vent. It has been one of those days for me. So today is National Coffee Day. And I was looking forward to an iced pumpkin spice latte from McDonald's today. I was excited about it. For a different McDonald's, different than the one that I had gotten one before, and it was not any good. They're out of it. People, this is pumpkin spice season. How can you be out of pumpkin spice already? Oh my gosh. So that happens. Bath and Body Works today also has a deal going on where all of their hand soaps are $3.50 just for today. So I was going to place my order for the fall today, and I'm having issues with the website. I cannot get the website to work for me. And if I go to my local store, number one, it is going to be packed in there. And most of the time, believe it or not, when I go there physically, I never find what I'm looking for. But when I get online, I find all kinds of stuff I'm looking for. Plus, I like the online because it has deals that you can only get online. And there's 2 of them in my cart right now that are online only that I am trying to purchase and I can't because the website won't work. It's just one of those days, people. Okay, so I had to get that little venting out there. So anyways, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell for notifications to see more videos from this channel as soon as they come out. And there will be much more to come. So, like I said, in the month of October, I am going to try to be pushing out a video every single day. So, but that's just for October. Once November hits, it's back to maybe once or twice a week after that. I will need a break after that. So that's going to do it for today's video. So, like I always say, stay spooky, my friends.